Did you know that the man you see every week as the stern but righteous Frank Reagan on Blue Bloods almost wore a fedora and cracked a whip as Indiana Jones? Or even suavely introduced himself as Bond, James Bond? Tom Selleck, a name synonymous with the iconic mustache and Detroit Tigers cap of Thomas Magnum, has a career packed with more twists and turns than a Hawaiian backroad. Before he became the patriarch of the Reagan clan, Selleck was carving out a path that could have looked very, very different. But how did a Michigan-born college athlete become a global television icon? And what's the real story behind his thoughts on saying goodbye to Blue Bloods after over a decade? If you're ready to uncover the untold chapters of Tom Selleck's life, then you're in the right place. Let's rewind to the beginning. Born Thomas William Selleck in Detroit, Michigan in 1945, he was a Midwestern boy at heart. His dad, a real estate executive, and his homemaker mom, Martha, moved the family to sunny Sherman Oaks, California, when Tom was just 3. Picture young Tom growing up alongside his siblings Robert, Martha, and Daniel in the burgeoning suburbs of LA. He wasn't some Hollywood kid destined for the screen from day one. In fact, in high school, Selleck was already towering at 6'4", and his athletic prowess was turning heads. This led him to Los Angeles Valley College, a more affordable route that kept him close to home. His height wasn't just for show. He leveraged it to join the University of Southern California's Trojan basketball team. But basketball wasn't the only sport he dominated. This guy wasn't just tall, he was an athlete through and through. Selleck was also the pitcher and designated hitter for USC's baseball team. Frat life at Sigma Chi and membership in the Trojan Knights filled out his college years. But despite all this activity, something was missing. It wasn't sports or business administration, his chosen major at the time, that truly sparked his passion. It was a suggestion from his drama coach that changed everything. Intrigued, Selleck dipped his toe into the acting world, dropping his business degree during his senior year to dive headfirst into performing. He enrolled at the prestigious Beverly Hills Playhouse, learning under the wing of Greek director Milton Katselas. This wasn't just a hobby. Selleck was serious. He was honing his craft, absorbing the nuances of acting, and building a foundation for what was to come. But just as things were gaining momentum, duty called. The Vietnam War was raging, and Selleck received his draft notice. Like many of his generation, he answered the call, joining the National Coast Guard. For 6 years, from 1967 to 1973, Selleck served in the 160th Infantry Regiment. Even during his service, the acting bug still nipped. In the last couple of years of his military tenure, Selleck started taking tentative steps into the industry. His very first TV appearance, not a gritty drama, but the classic game show, The Dating Game, back in 1965 and 1967 as a college senior. From there, the path wasn't paved with gold, but with commercials and modeling gigs. Think iconic brands, Pepsi-Cola, Salem Cigarettes, Revlon Cologne. Selleck's charismatic presence was undeniable, and demand was building. He wasn't just doing print ads. He landed commercials for Right Guard deodorant, even sharing the screen with a young Farrah Fawcett for Duet hairspray in 1972. Safeguard deodorant soap, close-up toothpaste. Selleck's face was everywhere. These weren't just stepping stones. They were building blocks, each commercial and modeling job adding to his experience and visibility. His movie debut came in 1970 with the comedy Myra Breckinridge, thanks to the legendary Mae West herself. Small roles followed in the drama The 7 Minutes, a recurring part as a private investigator in the Rockford Files in the 70s, and the thriller Coma in 1978. His first starring role finally arrived in 1972 with the horror flick Daughters of Satan, where he played museum curator James Robertson. And then there were the westerns. Selleck, a natural outdoorsman, marksman, and firearms collector, was at home in the saddle. 5 Western films showcased this side of him: The Sackets, Concrete Cowboys, The Shadow Riders, Quigley Down Under, and Last Stand at Sabre River. The latter even earned him a Western Heritage Award in 1997. From extra to bit parts to starring roles, Selleck was steadily climbing the ladder. but it was a certain Hawaiian shirt-wearing, Ferrari-driving private investigator that would catapult him to true stardom. The role of Thomas Magnum in Magnum P.I. He wasn't the only contender, but he beat the odds, landing the lead role after filming 6 other TV pilots that never saw the light of day. Talk about destiny. Thomas Magnum was no ordinary detective. A former Navy SEAL, Vietnam vet, trading combat for a Hawaiian paradise, Magnum's military background was always simmering beneath the surface of his playful demeanor. Hawaiian shirts replaced uniforms, a Ferrari 308 GTS replaced military vehicles, but his sharp mind and tactical skills remained. Crimes were solved with a blend of wit, charm, and military precision, all framed by that iconic mustache and Detroit Tigers cap. Magnum P.I. wasn't just popular, it was a cultural phenomenon, running for 8 seasons and becoming a top-rated 1-hour show in rerun history. Decades later, its popularity endures. Selleck himself revealed that he had envisioned a Magnum movie picking up where the series left off, Magnum returning to the Navy, embracing his military past. This was before the reboot, and Selleck expressed disappointment that no producers reached out to him for his input. "I'm assuming they'd recast him and he'd be a 17-year-old pubescent youth," Selleck quipped. "But a good movie shouldn't be a reunion show. It should fill you in on what has happened." But Magnum wasn't the only role that defined Selleck. Remember Richard Burke from Friends? Monica Geller's charming, older ophthalmologist boyfriend? That was Selleck. During the show's 2nd season, Richard swept Monica off her feet, despite the age gap that was a recurring theme. Their undeniable connection was palpable, but Richard's reluctance to have children ultimately led to their heartbreaking split. Richard only appeared in 6 episodes, and Selleck's agents initially advised against taking the sitcom role. Imagine if he'd listened. It turned out to be a stroke of genius. Selleck earned an Emmy nomination for Outstanding Guest Actor in a Comedy Series in 2000 for his portrayal of Richard. Proof that Selleck could effortlessly transition between genres: action, drama, comedy. He had the range. In 2005, he took on another iconic role, Jesse Stone, a transplanted lawman in a series of made-for-TV movies based on Robert B. Parker's novels. 9 installments of Jesse Stone saw Selleck not only starring, but also producing. He even flexed his writing muscles, crafting the original story for Jesse Stone, Thin Ice. Then, in 2007, Selleck made a return to network drama, joining the cast of Las Vegas in its 5th season. As A.J. Cooper, the new owner of the Montecito Casino, Selleck seamlessly filled the void left by James Caan, marking his first regular drama role since Magnum. His performance was, as always, captivating. With his dashing looks, it's no surprise that Selleck was a heartthrob in his prime, and let's be honest, he still has that charisma. His personal life is just as interesting as his career. His first marriage was to actress and model Jacqueline Ray in 1971. He even adopted her son Kevin Shepard, who grew up to become the drummer for the rock band Tonic. After 11 years, they divorced in 1982. But love found Selleck again. He married Jilly Joan Mack in 1987, and they welcomed their daughter Hannah in 1988. But beyond acting and family, what else makes Tom Selleck tick? Prepare to be surprised. He's not just a TV star, he's a man of diverse passions. Sports, as we know, have always been a part of his life. Beyond basketball and baseball, he's an avid outdoorsman and enjoys indoor and beach volleyball. He even played as an outside hitter for the Outrigger Canoe Club in Honolulu. Teammate Dennis Berg fondly recalled Selleck's dedication, even during the Magnum P.I. years, practicing diligently and enjoying the camaraderie and the large crowds at tournaments. Ice hockey is another passion. You'll often find him at Los Angeles Kings games in downtown LA, and his love for baseball goes deeper than just playing in college. He became a minority owner of his childhood favorite team, the Detroit Tigers. This ownership wasn't just a title, it became research. When cast in the 1992 movie Mr. Baseball, Selleck trained with the Tigers during spring training for 3 weeks, immersing himself in batting practice and even making an exhibition appearance against the Cincinnati Reds. Detroit Tigers manager Sparky Anderson even called Selleck up as a pinch hitter during the game. He struck out, but the experience was invaluable, enriching his performance and providing a genuine understanding of professional baseball. Now let's talk about the roles that almost were. Tom Selleck, Indiana Jones. It almost happened. George Lucas's first choice for the witty archaeologist was Selleck, but Magnum P.I, quote, S production schedule clashed. Shooting was delayed for 6 months due to writer strikes. Had Selleck taken the Indiana Jones role, filming would have wrapped before Magnum was set to begin. Fate, however, had other plans. Harrison Ford stepped in, and the rest is cinematic history. But Selleck harbors no regrets. I made a deal with Magnum, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me, he said in a 2017 interview. He continued, I'm proud that I lived up to my contract. I said I got to look my mom and dad in the eye, and we don't do that. But Indiana Jones wasn't the only iconic role he turned down. James Bond was also on the table, and Baywatch. He was offered Mitch Buchanan but declined, not wanting to be typecast as a sex symbol. David Hasselhoff ultimately took the role. Selleck's choices reflect a man who values integrity and career direction over fleeting fame. His integrity and contributions haven't gone unnoticed. He received an honorary doctorate from Pepperdine University in 2000 and has been recognized for promoting ethical values through the Josephson Institute of Ethics. A star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1986 and the Golden Plate Award from the American Academy of Achievement in 1989 are further testaments to his impact. But even Hollywood icons aren't immune to real-world issues. In 2015, during California's severe drought, Selleck found himself in hot water, literally. The Caleguas Municipal Water District sued him, accusing him of illegally transferring over 1.4 million gallons of water to his avocado farm from their district. While not admitting wrongdoing, Selleck settled the case, paying $21,685.55 to cover investigation costs, a water dispute, not a typical Hollywood scandal. But it highlights the challenges even celebrities face in navigating real-world issues. Now, fast forward to Frank Reagan and Blue Bloods. For 13 seasons, Selleck has embodied the strong, principled NYPD police commissioner. But all good things. The first part of the final season is airing now. Selleck has expressed his heartfelt feelings about the show ending. For the past 13 years, it has been an honor and a privilege to work on a show that not only celebrates the men and women who protect and serve in New York City, but also displays the importance of family, he stated when the ending was announced. He continued, working alongside these incredible actors, writers, producers, directors, and crew has been a dream come true, and we offer heartfelt gratitude to the fans who gathered with us for dinner every Friday night. In an interview with TV Insider, Selleck reflected on what he's most proud of about Blue Bloods. Dad is usually the idiot, he noted. It's not my mission on the show, but the byproduct is an example of an important patriarch to the family. That's getting rarer in our culture. He also admitted that initially, playing Frank Reagan was a challenge, portraying someone older and very different from Magnum. But one element he always knew would be central to the show's success: the Reagan family dinners. Initially surprised by the length of the dinner scenes, he quickly realized their importance as the show's heart. Despite the ending, Selleck isn't ready to say goodbye to Blue Bloods or acting entirely. He believes the show remains popular and could continue. CBS will soon find out how many people actually love Blue Bloods and that many of them aren't ready to say goodbye, he said to TV Insider. When asked about retirement to his Ventura, California ranch, Selleck is hesitant. He loves working, even if it's getting harder with age. He wants to continue as long as he's wanted. Even Frank Reagan, in Selleck's view, isn't ready to retire. But industry insiders suggest Selleck might indeed be heading for a quieter life on his avocado ranch, spending time with his wife Jilly and daughter Hannah, now a successful equestrian. Tending his 65-acre ranch, once rumored to be owned by Dean Martin, is a passion. I like to get outside and work on the ranch. I hate going to the gym, so sweating outdoors sure beats sitting on a stationary bike. And there's another exciting chapter coming. Selleck's memoir, You Never Know, is set to release on May 7th. The book promises a journey through his life, from his California roots to stardom, celebrating victories and revealing challenges and untold stories, personal and professional. Fans are eager to delve into the making of Magnum and his friendships with icons like Frank Sinatra and Carol Burnett. So, while Blue Bloods may be ending, Tom Selleck's story is far from over. From college athlete to TV icon, from Magnum to Reagan, from almost Indiana Jones to reluctant sex symbol, Tom Selleck's career is a testament to talent, integrity, and a little bit of luck. As we watch the final episodes of Blue Bloods, we can also look forward to the next chapter, whatever that may be. One thing is for sure, Tom Selleck has left an indelible mark on television, and his story is one that will continue to fascinate for years to come.